Hey guys, today we'll be talking about Luocha real quick because we only have a few days till the end of his banner. So I'll be making this video as straightforward as I possibly can so that we won't waste any time talking about stuff you already know. I personally want to share with you guys my thoughts and experience on having Luocha as my primary sustain unit since his first release, so that you'll know what to expect in case you want to pull for him during this rerun. Before I proceed, I just want to say a few disclaimers again. Everything that I'll say in this video is based on my experience. In case you disagree with something I've said, feel free to drop a comment and share your thoughts. I'm always open to friendly discussions and hearing about your experiences with Luocha as well, so don't be shy and feel free to chime in. Alright, with that out of the way, we can now get started. There's no denying that Luocha is one of the best sustain units in the game. He's a reliable healer who can constantly heal your team. He can also remove or cleanse debuffs, which is useful when fighting against enemies who throw a lot of debuffs. He also has an emergency heal, which means he would automatically heal an ally or himself in case their HP drops below 50%. However, it is limited to only be triggered once every 2 turns. Another ability to keep in mind is his talent. Cycle of Life can be triggered once it reaches 2 stacks of Abyss Flower. Abyss Flower can be obtained from using his skills or his ultimate. When Cycle of Life is triggered, your team will automatically restore HP whenever they attack or damage an enemy. So that's basically it. His kit focuses heavily on healing and pretty much keeping your team alive. Now, let's talk about the next thing that's good about him. Building him is pretty easy and straightforward. When it comes to his relics, you only need to focus on attack, speed, and effect res, which are pretty easy to get. The only tricky part might be speed because it can be a bit rare, so if luck isn't on your side, then getting it might take you quite some time. As for his light cone, he performs really well even without his signature light cone. Personally, I'm using post-up conversation. It's not even listed among the recommended light cones in Prydwen, but for me it still does the trick. I was able to complete the story and clear plenty of content with it, and for me, his performance isn't really affected by the choice of his light cone. This means you can put any good light cone that you have, and he can still perform really well as a sustain unit. That's pretty much all of the good things that I can say about Luocha. Now let's talk about the bad ones. Actually, there's only one bad thing I've experienced with him. Luocha's endgame content performance is kind of mid or average. The endgame content I'm talking about is the Swarm Disaster and Golden Gears. I found getting onto higher difficulty levels kind of challenging since the enemies in the boss here hit like a truck. Like they can actually obliterate your entire team in a matter of seconds. What I've experienced with Luocha as a single sustain unit wasn't really that great, since his kit focuses mainly on healing and he doesn't have any shields. This means that he wouldn't be able to heal my units once they get one shot by the bosses. It really sucks, and I would often go for 2 sustain units instead. I would always put Gepard alongside him because of his shields. Shields are the ones that Luocha lacks. I mean, you can go for E2 so he could give a shield to an ally once he casts his skill, but it's not that great unlike Fushuan's kit. In endgame content, shields are important since it can give you more room to take extreme blows, because heavy damages would only hit your shields and pretty much keep your HP intact. So that's pretty much it. That's the only bad thing I've experienced with Luocha. I mean, he performs really well on the main story and side content, but in the endgame, it kinda falls off because of his lack of shields. So that's basically it. Right now, Luocha is a unit that I can't really decide if I'm gonna recommend him or not, so I thought I'd throw in some situations or scenarios you might relate to. Hopefully it will help you figure out if it's worth investing or not. But yeah, the decision is still up to you. First of all, Luocha is really recommended if you have a team that revolves around Blade. Blade synergizes well with him because of their contrasting kit. Like Blade consumes HP to enhance his damage, and Luocha keeps on giving HP, so that's really a good combo in my opinion. Next up, Luocha is a good option in case you don't have a 5-star sustain unit yet. I really don't have much to say about this one, but I think you get it. Now let's talk about the part where you should skip him. In case you're planning to full for Aventurine or maybe Fushuan, then you should definitely skip Luocha. I would also recommend checking out videos about their kits first so that you'll know what to expect in case you want to pull for them instead. Additionally, I would recommend skipping Luocha in case you have at least an E2 Gallagher, because I've seen some content creators saying that their kit is somehow similar, and in case you have other sustain units that are already built and you're not looking for a new sustain unit at the moment, then I guess you should skip Luocha entirely. Also, in the case that you already have Luocha and you're planning to pull some Eidolons, I'm not sure if it's the right move, since for me, it wouldn't add much value. Like, sure, getting him to E2 would solve the shield problem, but if you're gonna take a look at it and only shield one unit, just like March 7, it's not that worth it compared to actually just pulling for other sustain units, because you're gonna actually do like approximately 150 pulls just to get him from E0 to E2. I'd rather just wait for Aventurine and Fushuan and use my pulls on them instead of doing that. And with all that being said, I would actually put him on just the A tier. I guess the fact that he's just an average unit when it comes to the endgame content is a huge factor for me. And that's pretty much all of it. Just like what I've said from the start, this video is just a short one since I know we only have a few days in case you still want to pull for him. And yeah, I would also like to thank everyone for the wonderful feedback on my previous video about Acheron. I realized that I have missed a lot of stuff, and I truly appreciate all the feedback, especially the feedback that I received about my microphone. So I managed to solve that, and I'm not sure if it's good or it's better, so just let me know. And in case you think I've missed something out, then feel free to comment it down. I'm really welcoming your thoughts and feedbacks on my video, since I'm planning to create a safe space, or like a safe community, where we can discuss our thoughts and talk about the game. So I might open up a Discord server really soon, so stay tuned, because I would post the link in the comment section or even include it on my other videos. So yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like and hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet. I would appreciate it, since it would help me reach my 1000 subscribers goal. And thank you once again for supporting my videos, and I'll see you on the next one.